What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Yee Yee Podcast. My name is Hayden. Today I am joined with Brian.
What's up, guys?
And then a guitar. That was perfect. So that's Parker behind the guitar.
It's a pretty goofy Monday around here.
Yeah, so we're recording this on Monday. It'll drop on Wednesday. So Parker, why don't you tell people why you've got the guitar on your lap and what we're doing with this?
Why it's on my lap, I do not know. Why it is in the shot, I don't really know that either. Maybe just to show people the guitar. We are giving this guitar away. It was the fastest selling product that we had in the fall launch. I did not know this many people would want it, but they did.
So we only made 100. It's custom made. Granger signed it. We didn't even know we had any of these laying around, and then I was notified that we had an extra one. So how do we want to do this? How do people enter? So if you're listening right now on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Obviously, that's like the easiest thing you can do.
You have to be a subscriber.
Yeah, you have to be a subscriber to win this. And so over the next 3 weeks, we're gonna pick a few people. Probably in like 3 weeks we'll pick someone. But yeah, just make sure you're liked and subscribed, and then go comment and say I want the guitar, and that's how we'll pick people.
Yep. And then second place is going to be your hat, autographed by you.
It'll go for like $3.
Yep.
Yeah. So we've got, you can't see this. This is off the shot, but so it's Monday. The Cup Series Talladega race got moved to Monday. It was supposed to be yesterday on Sunday. So we've actually got this going right now. We're about halfway done through the race. So yeah, we've got this going. I guess Brian will put a video of that in the podcast, but
We had a rough Saturday watching Brandon. He got second. He was in first, and then they ended the race early. He was in first, and then there was a wreck. And at the moment that the wreck happened, he was like barely in second.
Yes.
And they called the race early because of the lack of
so
light.
So stupid.
Because it had gotten dark, and it's 2021, and one of the biggest super speedways in NASCAR does not have lights. So that was unfortunate.
Yeah, so if you're a NASCAR fan at home, maybe you can comment below and let us know like what's going on. But it's so crazy to me, and I know that they had the Truck Series race. It was like a packed day on Saturday. They had Truck Series and they had the Xfinity. But it's so insane to me as a sports fan in one of the biggest moments. We're in the playoffs now, for a race to just be called with 7 laps left because of no light. Like it was just getting too dark. That's just insane to me.
Yeah. I wonder, since that track is so huge, it would probably be really expensive to light it.
Yeah, but figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
You're Talladega. I don't know.
True.
Maybe there's a reason that there's not lights there. I know a lot of people on Twitter were mad about it. We were reading about it on Twitter.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that dislike night races too, just for like the tradition of having NASCAR during the day.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I think under the lights makes everything more interesting. The
I heard
big house finally got lights.
I heard something that I
Yeah.
didn't really ever consider, but like some of the drivers have like polarized or tinted visors, and they said it's really hard to drive with your visor up just because you have an open window to your side and all that air and like debris is coming in. And so the guys that had the tinted visors like didn't want to finish the race, apparently.
Interesting. Yeah, it's weird. It's funny finding all these little nuances about a sport that we're really excited to be involved, but we're still just figuring out like a lot of these just regular things that have been happening for years. So
They need to come up with like a system where you have to go and change out your visor to a night visor or something.
Yeah,
And that's just like part of the pit
it's
stop.
literally
bit.
the exact same as the tires, because they have the wet tires and the dry tires. It's just the exact same. There's visors that get changed.
You would think they could do like some sort of like rip off, like you rip
Yeah.
the tint off like they do like
Right,
on the
exactly like
windshield.
that.
What do they rip off of the windshield?
It's like a film for debris and stuff.
And then it just like is clear.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they do different layers throughout
Yeah.
the race.
Yeah.
Ah.
From my understanding.
That happens in motocross sometimes, actually, whenever it's muddy with their goggles.
Yeah.
They'll do those like just different layers to take all that mud off.
Yeah, so Brandon got second. So I think he's in a good spot. They are in Charlotte this Saturday, so that'll be fun to watch. So we're excited. He's in a good spot to make it to the next round of the playoffs, the round of 8. So Parker, hot topic around the Yee Yee Farm in Yee Yee Nation everywhere is so we had the fall launch a few weeks ago. I guess we're about 2.5 weeks past. So will you update people on what our warehouse looks like right now, what that process looks like? Because a lot of people did get their orders. immediately, and then we've still got a lot they're still waiting on their order. So you can talk about this better than anyone.
Yes. I don't have much to say, except the situation is we have a lot of orders and not a lot of people to ship them out. And so if your order's taking a while, I promise you we're going to get to it. We haven't forgot about you. Did we send out an email to people letting them know? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That we're working on it. We're just scrambling as fast as we can to find employees to help out at the farm, and we're going to get them out as soon as we can. We're hoping to be caught up on Friday the 17th's orders by this Friday, which is very sad for me to say out loud.
It
that
sucks.
would be 3 weeks from launch day.
Well, but it's still within the business days that we say. We said 10 to 15 business days,
Yeah.
and technically it's still within. However, if you've ever ordered from us in a non-launch, you know that there's cases where sometimes you're getting your order within. I mean, we have people get their order sometimes faster than Amazon, like 2 days. So, yeah.
Tyler is shipping orders right now
Yeah.
in the back to give you an idea of where we're at right now.
Yeah, so we're going to finish the podcast and then literally just go jump back there and start shipping. So I remember the days whenever we had to do that a lot, whenever we didn't have any shippers. And we have a lot now, but it's still just not enough. So, but that's a good thing. The launch, just we've talked about this, but it crushed. We knew we were probably going to be a little bit understaffed. It's really hard to hire people right now, as I'm sure a lot of people out there listening are aware that there's a lot of open jobs right now in the country. And so a lot of people are having a hard time filling positions, and we're no different. We're kind of dealing with that right now as well. So it is what it is. Do we have any new products coming out before the end of the year?
Probably not off the top of my head, but I'm sure we have some stuff that we'll release. Oh, we have the biggest
Well,
thing.
we have the biggest thing.
We have the biggest
Yeah.
thing we've ever done that
Project
we'll
X.
release sometime later this year.
Brian, can you give the listeners at home a hint on what Project X is without giving it away? We haven't even given any hints. A few people have asked me, is it something that involves a truck? No, it doesn't involve a truck, and it doesn't involve a gun. I'll tell you that.
It's one of the very few like consumer products I think that we haven't done, right? Because we've done shoes, we've done clothes.
Yeah, it just
Would you call
depends
this
on what you count as a consumer
True.
product.
It's just so different than everything we've done. I don't know
Yeah,
how to give this a hint.
I got one. It's so a shirt, you buy a shirt, and I know that a lot of our fans buy stuff over and over, but you buy a shirt one time, that's probably a one-time purchase. This is something that you will buy and want to buy over and over again. Is that a good hint?
That is a hint.
That's a really good hint. He didn't say it was a good hint. He just said it's a hint. So, yeah, we'll leave y'all with that. And that's probably going to be coming out
Soon.
when?
Let's see, what's today? It's early October. We're shooting for Black Friday.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. That's always a big weekend for us, as it is.
Tell the people what it is, and we'll beep it out.
Project X is Yee Yee.
Wow.
Dang.
I can't believe you just said that.
I can't believe I just said it out loud. I've never actually said what it is, and I've been so excited to say that Project X is for so long now, but it's crazy that we actually just said it out loud. So
Yeah.
say it.
Sounds
I'm
like
excited.
a tiny truck backing up.
Yeah, so we're excited for that, and we're going to have some cool content with that. Y'all are going to really love it. Next, we had the Granger played this weekend in town in Cedar Park at the Hot Spot. We all made it.
Which
Parker,
is like 20 minutes from here.
Yeah. It's right in the Austin area. Awesome venue. It was the first time ever playing the Hot Spot. It's a brand new venue.
First time the venue was ever sold out. I think.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Super sick setup. It was awesome. We had a great time. Met a lot of people. There is a fan who, she's younger. I don't know how old she is, but I ran into her and her dad, and her name is Hayden. And so we took a Hayden picture. It was like Hayden squared.
I think I saw that on
Yeah.
the Facebook group.
Yeah. She's always commenting on everything. So shout out Hayden. It was great to meet you. It was really cool to meet a lot of people. I love, like we've talked about this before, but I love my specific role and like what a lot of us do. We are able to jump on the road and go at any time, but then this is kind of our home base. I mean, we're not like the band and crew guys where we're just gone all the time. We get to work here, and then anytime we want to go to a show, it's really cool to see the people I mean, we saw so much fall gear. Like, I just saw fall gear everywhere. So it's cool to know that those people just bought that gear 2-3 weeks ago and that now they're wearing it to a show. So it's cool to see the full circle of that. A lot of people working at e-commerce brands don't get to see that. They just get the pictures on social media, but it's cool to meet someone and you get to look at them and say, I helped make that item and now you're wearing it. It's very fulfilling.
So Nolan, one of my good friends who's a shipper for us, he went to the show. This was his first Granger show. And I told him that it was crazy to think that someone out in the crowd was wearing something that he shipped out, probably.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a cool thing to think about.
Yeah, it's important for every level of our business to see that, because everyone has such an important role. I mean, shippers are top of the importance. Obviously they do so much for us, and so it's cool for them to see that, I think. And we've said this before. Parker and I have talked about this. What we're able to give from an employee standpoint is, you work somewhere, they may do some, like, a happy hour here, like, let's go to the movies or whatever, like team bonding things, but we've always thought that it's so cool whenever you actually get to go to a show and see people that you work with on a daily basis, but you don't really know on that extra personal level, and you get to see their family, their wife, their husband, their kids. It's really cool, and that's been one of my favorite things about those hometown shows.
Sometimes I'll be stuck in the office for too long, and I'll be showing Granger different designs and like ideas that I have for upcoming launches, and he'll look at them and be like, you need to go out on the road again, because I lose touch with the audience and the customer when I'm here so much, that need to go out and shake hands and see people in person to be able to figure out what's going to be the best product that they would want rather than what I think they would want.
Yeah, it's really easy to do that. I think it's easy to be like just zeroed in on what you're used to, but it's important to go out there. And I actually love seeing non-Yee Yee. I mean, I love whenever people wear our gear to shows, but I like seeing the other stuff that they're wearing too, because it can give us ideas for, we're seeing a lot of guys. You did this with the flannels. The flannels that we made, you said that was the design you kept seeing at the shows, male and female wearing. And so that was one of those things where you're like, why would we want to make our own flannel or go out on a limb? Like, that's the design that they're wearing right there. Let's make our own, and let's make it better than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Well, the next Granger shows coming up, I'm going to read them off real quick. I'm going to read off through the end of October. There are a few of these are sold out, but there are a lot more shows. We've got the West Coast in November. Some shows just got confirmed in December. So I'll just read off October, but if you want to get tickets, you can go to grangersmith.com/tour, or just go to his website and click tour. October 14th, Royal Oak, Michigan. October 16th, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Sold out. October 21st, Packard Music Hall, Warren, Ohio. October 22nd, Medina, Ohio, Thirsty Cowboy. That one is sold out. October 23rd, 8 Second Saloon in Indianapolis. And then October 30th, Country Thunder at Bristol Motor Speedway with Morgan Wallen, Ernest, I think maybe someone else. I can't remember. That one is sold out as well, though. So, are any of y'all going to that?
I don't know.
I think I'm going.
Nice.
Tyler was talking about it the other day, because I've got plans, so I can't make it, but he was trying to work on me and get me to go, and he was saying that's going to be a legendary show. Like, Morgan Wallen hasn't done anything for a while now, and it's going to be really crazy. Like, I'm going to be able to say I was at the first show that Morgan Wallen came back. So, I mean, it sold out crazy fast. So there's a lot of intersection between Granger fans and Morgan fans. So I think that there's going to be a lot of people that jumped on those tickets and are big fans of both. So that'll be an amazing show to go to, and it's huge. It's actually at the Speedway that we were at for Bristol. So super cool. All right, you got a fan of the week this week? Does Ben have a fan of the week?
Yes. I think we'll do that after our break here.
Cool. We're going to go to break real quick. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Thank you for listening to the Yee Yee podcast. I'm jumping in real quick to give our fan of the week this week. This week, it's going to be Lindsay Goris. I met her up in Maine. I was at a show a few weeks ago, and she's a big listener and big supporter. So just want to thank you for everything, and thank you for listening.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, we got a wreck.
Would you mind texting me a few more?
I can try. That was the only one I
I don't even know who that is. Is that Sieg? It's so hard to watch. It's so hard to record a podcast and then also watch. Yeah, like Talladega has the biggest wrecks. Chastain was involved.
Okay, we're back on episode 29 of the podcast, and there was just a wreck at Talladega, and so now we're watching.
So, well, we're not gonna watch. Parker's the kid that loves shiny things. He's just listening and then slowly turns his head over to the TV. Wait, I do want to watch the wreck real quick. This is terrible podcasting, by the way.
We definitely could have filmed this at a different time.
Oh,
Logano
Oh.
got the back of him.
It's always Slowy
and Truex.
Slogano. Slowy Slogano, wrecking people again.
Who's in the lead now?
Christopher Bell. Brian, will you talk a little bit? So, kind of a monumental.
Pretty big.
Some would say
Monumentous.
monumentous.
Monumentous sounds like a superhero that didn't make the cut.
Yep.
Definitely
Monumentous.
we had the first ever wedding at the Yee Yee Farm this weekend,
Yes,
which is
we
crazy.
did.
So tell the
That
listeners
was
about that.
Caleb, our awesome warehouse manager, who has been here for how long? Anyone know?
About the same length as me, 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years.
About 3 years. And prior to that, he was Granger's drummer,
Yeah.
longtime friend of Granger and Amber, and his now wife Heidi got married at the farm yesterday.
To who?
To each other.
He made it say he's like his wife Heidi got married.
Heidi and Caleb got married yesterday at the farm, and it was really exciting. Very intimate wedding, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Which
there were only
leads
like
us
20
to
people.
Tyler's next business venture where he wants to create Yee Yee weddings. So
Is that
was the first
Project
one.
X?
That is
No.
not Project X. Project X. It's not weddings. It's. Brian's gonna have so much editing to do on
Please
this.
don't forget to bleep that out.
Please
No.
do not forget to bleep that
Of
out.
course not.
Yeah, so Tyler has wanted to do Yee Yee weddings for a while now, and I don't know. I mean, that was kind of like the first trial. It was very like toned down. It was super. It was like very close family friends. It was super simple, but like perfect for them and what they wanted to do. We actually had a lot more going on out here than I thought. Like,
Yeah, it was awesome. They had a great setup, and the weather was great. We were worried about rain for a little bit, but yeah, it turned out awesome.
we had a kids fight club.
Yeah, there was a where the ceremony was with a little altar. There was hay bales all in a circle set up for their first dance with rose petals in it. So it was like this beautiful, quaint little country scene. And Granger turned it into a children's UFC fight night where he had, because the kids were already like wrestling out back, and then Granger was like, "Okay, hold on." Granger loves
Yeah, he does.
any fighting.
Yeah.
Just because him and I used to wrestle when he was like much bigger than
Yeah,
me.
18 years older than
And
you.
he loves doing that with his kids, and so he'll like pretend like he's the boss at the end of like a level and like name him like the crab man or like something random, and he has like one weakness, and so just like every video game where like
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
random weakness on him, he's like, his weakness
kryptonite.
is under his right armpit. That's the sweet spot. Anyway, so yeah, he had the kids doing the Oklahoma drill, and it was like the first one to get the other one to the hay bales at the boundary.
And then adults
And-
started throwing money on it, and that's whenever it got a little bit too much. We're like, we're
And
literally,
we played football too. How many touchdowns did you have?
dude, I was the MVP of that football game.
Yeah.
I was playing like 9-year-olds, but yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. So yeah, it was really cool. That could be something. We don't know. What's cool about our brand is that with Project X and with all these different, like, we're doing sunglasses, we're doing cologne, we want to do. I just said Project X again. Not. We want to do jewelry. You're gonna have to bleep that one out again. I keep
Yeah.
doing this. There's all these things, like, our brand can take a different route. Like, it doesn't always have. In 20 years, who knows? I mean, Yee Yee may be this one umbrella of all these different things. So weddings has been something that we've talked about, and the reason for that, Tyler's real big on it. He's kind of the one leading the charge. Is how cool would it be to fly out? Because right now, our farm is not open to the public, and so how cool would it be to do something really cool and special where you can literally book a wedding out here? We have, a wedding coordinator on staff or whatever, and you can get married at the Yee Yee Farm. So there'd be some cool different things that it wouldn't just be a regular wedding. Like, it'd be very yee'd out, kind of something like that. So that was our first go at it. It was cool. It was perfect. It was a really good time.
You could propose at a Granger Smith concert, and then you could get married at the Yee Farm.
Wow.
if you propose at a show, you get like 5% off your wedding.
And then you could start Yee Yee honeymoons at the Yee Yee Ranch.
Yep.
They just go to the back of the property. You want to shoot some dove? Not that many, because we don't do that well out here.
Like 2.
Yeah, it's been slow this weekend. Okay, so let's switch this up a little bit to football. Great week for me as a Dallas Cowboys fan.
And me.
Yeah, sorry, and you. But terrible weekend for our Texas A&M Aggies out there.
It was awful.
Poor Parker.
Yeah, the moment I saw Zach Calzada, our backup, come in the Colorado game, it wasn't just a new quarterback jitters. It was very apparent that there was something under the surface that was very, very wrong. And I pretty much knew that our season was over. So I had zero expectations going into the Mississippi State game. Part of me was kind of hoping that we'd be able to pull it out because it's pretty embarrassing. But, yeah, it's not looking too good for us moving forward.
What sucks, too, is that y'all had so much hype this year. It was really funny at the show on Saturday. We did, like, the prayer that we do before, that the band and crew does before every show. And then everyone kind of goes to their spots, gets ready. It's about 5 minutes until showtime. And Granger, Tyler, and I all went to the other bus, and the A&M game was playing. And Granger was getting really into it. There's only a couple minutes left. A&M's down by a touchdown, still has a chance. And Tyler, I guess we were behind a little bit on the TV, and Tyler looks at his phone, and he goes, "We just turned it over." And Granger just didn't even say anything, just puts his in-ear in, which is like how it's what he wears in his ear during the show, and he just walks off the bus, doesn't say one word. It's like, man, that is a ticked-off A&M fan. Oh. So, but the Cowboys look amazing. Poor Ben over there as a Patriots fan. They lost to Brady, which that was the most hyped-up regular season game in a long time. Tom Brady went back to New England for the first time. Cooper's giving a good scratch over here, and he's being very loud.
And maybe the last time.
Yeah, he'll probably definitely never play in New England again for a game. Probably won't play the Patriots again. Maybe
Plot
he's
twist.
around in 4 years.
Plot twist next year goes back to the Patriots.
A lot of people were saying that actually. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Do you think this is his last year?
No, I don't think it's his last year.
How old is he?
44.
Oh my God!
He loves the game so much.
He says he wants to play till 50, and he says that as long as he can still get out there and play
and compete,
that he's gonna play until 50. And I think a lot of people, the mental part, like they just don't want to compete anymore. They not hate the grind, but after that many years of getting your body ready and doing all the things that you have to do to be a professional athlete, I think you just get tired of it. Like he wants to go, and everyone he played with is sitting on a beach drinking margaritas, like just hanging out. At some point, you would think you want to do that, but not Tom Brady. I think that he's the ultimate competitor.
Gosh.
Him, Kobe, Michael Jordan, like some of those athletes, they have that killer mentality, and they just can't quit, you know? So I think that,
Except Michael Jordan did.
Well, I mean, you have to quit it. He came back, though. Well, Michael Jordan, I've got to stay woke on that. Michael Jordan only quit because he got in trouble with gambling. Have you ever heard that conspiracy theory? He got in trouble with sports gambling, and he had to take 2 years off, when he went to baseball. But basically, the league told him they didn't want the story to get out, but they basically told him, you're going to get suspended. You need to retire. So he retires, goes and plays baseball. By the way, he can't even take a break. He had to go play another sport, and then he comes back 2 years later or whatever it was. Like there was something more to that, I think. So interesting. All right, you've been keeping us. Ooh, I just scared Cooper. He just jumped up.
Right. That's a doggy treat.
Oh yeah. If I say all right, that means Cooper's getting ready to go somewhere. They can probably see his tail at the bottom of the screen. So, Brian, why don't you, the last thing we'll talk about before our fantasy rankings is, what's the story on this Brian Laundrie guy that I keep hearing about?
It's kind of been all over the news, and I really just get it from TikTok, to be honest, where I get all my news from, actually.
Yeah, that's really safe.
So, if you don't know, long story short, Brian Laundrie was like a 23-year-old guy. It still is, I guess.
Yeah.
And him and his girlfriend were on a 5-month-long van trip from New York to Oregon, seeing all the state parks and stuff. And I just think they got tired of each other or something. And it turns out she goes missing, and everyone thinks that he killed her. And now he is missing. And there's a lot of speculation on where he is right now.
Or if he's alive.
or if he's still alive.
They
but
did find her body, right?
they did find her body like a few weeks after
and
she
they
went missing.
and they did declare that she was
yeah,
murdered.
they said and so I don't know. We'll see if the government can find him. I saw an article yesterday that he was seen on the Appalachian Trail.
Which is wild because people were saying that he's from Florida. They're both that's where they lived before this camping trip. And
I think she's from New York. Maybe.
Okay. He's from Florida for sure because his parents were there.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying that he's like in the Everglades of Florida, just hiding because it's so green there. If you wanted to really hide, of course, good luck with the alligators and everything else. But you probably could for a little while. What's crazy about this story? Well, there's so many crazy things, but I feel like every time someone goes missing and there's this not missing, but anytime there's someone on the loose like this,
There's a manhunt.
and there's a manhunt, tops 3 days. Like they're caught. But it's been a long time.
I think he has such a big background in camping and just like backpacking and stuff that he might be able to make it for a while. We'll see.
So my favorite thing about this story is that Dog the Bounty Hunter is like just plugged himself into this, which
Yes.
kind of not a cool move to use something really, really sad and unfortunate
To be relevant again.
to just promote your brand. Like Dog the Bounty Hunter hasn't done anything in a while. I don't even know if he still has the show. Him
I
and
don't
his
think
wife
so.
aren't together anymore.
I
Like-
think she passed away.
Oh, she did?
Really?
That's right. She did pass away. It was really unexpected.
From
I
what?
think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone's probably gonna have to fact check us on
Yeah,
this.
no, she did. You're right. She did. Now I feel bad. Well, now he's just plugging himself back into everything. He basically tracked. He said he was on an island. I think he tracked him down to, like maybe the Keys.
So there was a weird thing that happened. Is last week Brian accidentally went live on his Instagram for like 3 seconds, and all you could see was water, which seems very interesting. And maybe that's just a diversion.
Like he was
but-
on a boat or
Like
something.
he was on a boat. Yep.
Interesting. Well, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I think it was over the Florida Keys, which is like its own little island.
Mm-hmm.
He rented a plane to that you see at the beach with the signs on him.
Uh-huh.
And didn't it say like Brian come out or I've got you or something like that?
Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
he did. He was basically sending a message because he said, "I know he's in this area."
Yeah.
So he he rented a plane and had this message behind it. I don't
That's
remember what it
classic.
said, but just like classic. That was a good show.
I did.
Dog the Bounty
There's
Hunter.
been a lot of good memes about
Yeah.
Dog the
Dog
Bounty Hunter. I saw one that says, "If Dog the Bounty Hunter catches Brian Laundrie before the FBI, I'm not paying
I'm
my
not
taxes."
paying my taxes. Yeah, that's so true. It's like, where's all this money going to?
Okay, so theoretically, if you had to go off the grid for a while, not same circumstances this, but what would be your game plan to stay off the grid? Where would you go?
It's almost one of those things where do you go out in the middle of nowhere or do you go to the most populated area?
Just try to blend in. That's true. That's a good point.
It's really interesting. Now, like our cities aren't the same size as some of the cities in India and China and like Tokyo or whatever, but you would stick out like a sore thumb there, so you couldn't do that. But if you were to go to like maybe New York City and just kind of hole up, I don't know. Like I said, I can't believe he's made it this long. I would definitely go to the country, but I would at least think about that.
Yeah.
Maybe, man, I've been through Arizona before, and there's some desolate places out in Arizona.
There
Or
is.
maybe like up Big Sky country, Montana,
Mhm.
Wyoming.
But you got to like think about your resources too, and finding somewhere, maybe a small town where you could still get food every once in a while and stuff.
I could hunt for my food.
True.
You could.
You could. It's an option.
Just kill squirrels like the who was
Yeah.
the guy that was that book, the guy that lived in that was found in the bus that you and I really liked, that book that we read, Beautiful Blueberries.
Yeah.
Chris
Chris
something.
McCandless. Christopher McCandless.
Yeah, we'll put the name of the Into the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's where you have to do. I think you have to go out. If you get an ally though, which is if you find someone that can go on runs for you,
Yep.
that's where he may have someone. This
He
This
might.
story's crazy. And
Yeah.
by the way, we're recording this on Monday. This hunt's not that old. I mean, he's been out for like 2 weeks or so. By the time we release this, he could be found. You never
True.
know. So hopefully, I hope he is.
Yes. I think he did it.
All right, we're gonna go to break real quick. We'll be right back with this week's fantasy rankings. Welcome back, y'all. This week's fantasy rankings, I'm really excited about. We're going to do life's most embarrassing moments. And to clarify a little bit, this isn't Brian pooped himself in 5th grade and it was really embarrassing. This isn't specific things that happened, which that's a true story. He was just telling us about it.
Not true.
This is just different things that we've all done that tend to be a little bit embarrassing. So I'm going to let Brian Poopy Pants go first.
All right. So first one here I thought was pretty good. And it's meetings. I'm going to call it meeting someone for the second time.
Ooh.
Where you go to introduce yourself to someone and they said they already know you. And it's just very embarrassing.
So would you rather forget them or be forgotten?
I'd rather forget them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate forgetting people. It's so embarrassing.
But then you're just like a little squirt and they didn't remember you
Yeah,
if you're on the other side.
Yeah, you just feel like a dork.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, mine is all time. One of the most embarrassing moments in life is whenever someone waves at you and you wave back at them, but then you realize that they're actually waving at someone behind you, that they weren't even looking at you. I actually had one of my most embarrassing moments. It's kind of like this. I guess it wasn't the last Billy Bob show, but the one before that. I was sitting side stage, and Dusty, the side stage at Billy Bob's in Fort Worth, at one of the Granger shows, Dusty, who's Granger's drummer, was backstage, like he was on the back end of the stage, and he was close to us, and he gave this little like cutesy look. And I'm gonna do it real quick. He went like that, and I don't even have that type of relationship with Dusty, so I just went back to him, and then I realized that he was doing it to his wife. She was sitting behind me, and I'm not even sure he even noticed, and I don't think anyone else noticed besides me. And so maybe this is the first time I'm calling myself out, but he did this little look, and I was like, well, I guess I'll give it back to him. I don't know. And then I realized that his wife was sitting right behind me, and he was just doing it to her. So that was pretty embarrassing. What you got, Park?
That sounds like something out of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, it really does.
All of my most embarrassing moments that I can think of are based around sports, and so one that every guy could relate to. I personally cannot relate to this. I've never done this, but dropping a touchdown pass.
I feel like you've probably done that at some point.
I've never dropped a pass, actually. I'm just kidding. But especially like in high school with like the whole town there and everything, and a lot on the line.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one.
All right, my second one is showing up somewhere extra sweaty. So say you had like an event or dinner with someone, something happened on your way there, you had to change a tire or something, you end up breaking a sweat, and you show up sweaty.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or like, and you'll get there and you're trying to cover it up, but then you forget about it and you reach up for something or whatever, and then it's just armpit
Or
stains.
you're at a wedding, there's always that one guy that's just so sweaty from either dancing or taking photos outside.
Like
They forget to put on deodorant.
They forget to put on
Were you
deodorant.
sweaty yesterday?
I was not sweaty yesterday until we started playing football and running around.
Me
and
too.
then
Cooper is shaking the camera on Brian right now.
and then I broke a sweat.
You want to get up here?
No.
Not on my couch.
Oh, this isn't your couch. I forgot. Or this isn't my couch. We moved them.
That's right.
Brian and I both had the same couch, and we've just been using mine, so I didn't care if Cooper was up, but no, it's not cool. Yeah, that's a good one. One of my most embarrassing moments is whenever you were a kid and you were at the grocery store and you kind of like lost where your parents were, and then you walked up to some random person and called them mom or dad. Did you ever do that?
I've done that.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
I used to do it all the time. One time I did that in a grocery store and like freaked out. I remember I was little, but I started crying because I thought my mom lost me. So yeah, that's a really embarrassing one. It's one of those things you don't do it really anymore, or I wouldn't think, but I did it all the time whenever I was a kid. What you got, Park?
Fainting at a wedding. That's not yours.
Ooh. Don't lock the knees.
Have you done that?
No. But
Have
I've seen videos.
have you ever seen someone do it?
Not in person.
I feel like that would be also extremely embarrassing for the bride or groom.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
completely.
you're taking the attention away
That
from
all the
actually may be
attention.
more. Well, it's not. Maybe it's not as embarrassing as being the person that faints. I don't know. Maybe actually, I think it is because that's like your day. No one's gonna remember who fainted. They're gonna remember whose wedding it was where somebody fainted.
That's true. I would kick you out if you fainted at my wedding. Like, that's just selfish. You can't be fainting.
No dinner for you.
Whenever I went to ACL this weekend to see George Strait, and It was madness getting into they just didn't have it set up right to get into the actual festival. And there were people, it was so hot and it had just rained so much the night before. So it was muggy and there were people passing out left and right. It was really dangerous. It's like, all this for George? I mean, I'd still do it again, but
All that
crazy.
for the king.
It's crazy. All right, last
All
round.
right, my third one is accidentally cutting in front of someone in line and them calling you out. And you're just stuck in this awkward, embarrassing moment.
Are you sure it's accident?
Well, most of the time, yeah. I try not.
Because I try to cut all the time.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah,
But
I love
yeah,
cutting.
I try not
lines.
to cut in line. But if you do it on accident, someone calls you out for it. Very embarrassing.
Yeah, that's a good one. My last pick is going to be whenever you are. One of the most embarrassing things is whenever you're like 2 years deep on someone's Instagram, just creeping,
Oh.
and you accidentally like one of their photos. Terrible.
That's no good.
We've all done it. Everyone's done it. You're just creeping away and you accidentally double click.
Or when someone's looking at your phone and their Instagram pops up as like your recent
Yeah.
searches.
That's happened to me.
That's no good either.
They like straight up know you were creeping on them.
Yeah. That happened to me with my high school girlfriend. I had actually taken a screenshot of a picture of her to like send to a friend to like show what she looked like. And then she was scrolling through my photos and it's just like a random photo of her in my photos. And like little 16-year-old Parker didn't know how to recover from that one.
Uh-oh.
Nowadays I would just been like, yeah, I was showing my friend
Yeah.
a photo of you. But like back then I was just like, oh.
What's funny about my job now is the other day, whenever I was on a flight, I didn't have any reception at all. I was just we talked about this before. We all do this. We just go through our phones and start deleting stuff for more storage. And I look through my phone and it's past the point of no return. My photos is only memes. Like because Ben and I just both make memes all the time for Yee Yee and all of our different brands. And I've been doing it for 3 years now. That my phone, and I've had this exact same phone, I haven't cleared really anything. All it is the last 3 years is like every 100 photos is maybe like a picture of me and someone or whatever, but then besides that, it's all just memes. It's past the point of no return.
Let's see who has the most photos on their phone. All right.
Oh my gosh.
9,743.
I have 21,300.
I have 6,200.
Wow.
18,000. See, Ben's been
Ben-
putting in the work because
Ben
he's
with
only
the
been doing this
memes.
for a year. I've been doing it 3 years, so he's on pace to beat me. So yeah, that's really embarrassing whenever you do that. So, all right, Park, last one. What you got?
Peeing the bed at a friend's house.
Is this older than 12
Yeah,
or younger?
yeah.
As an
Younger.
adult.
As an adult.
No, as a kid is even worse. Well, no, it's not definitely not worse.
Well, it's not
but-
worse, but it's more embarrassing. Whenever you're an adult, it's like, dude, I just peed your bed. You're like, what? You peed my bed? Whenever you're a kid, you try to hide it.
Yep. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. One time I'm going to tell this story. One time I visited Parker in college at the dorm. He was in the Corps, and I stayed they had this couch, like really terrible couch. It was disgusting. And I actually peed on the couch, and I just woke up and was like, and by the way, I was like 21. It's probably 21. And I just woke up and was like, oh no, Parker. I actually tried to hide it too. I was like, I got to wash these before Parker wakes up.
Oh, no.
That's a good story to end us on.
All right.
Y'all got anything else?
See you next week.
Love you guys. Eat your veggies.